Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have a Mekk-Knight Orcust deck post Lightning Overdrive, so we have access to Scrap Raptor, which makes which actually helps a lot in terms of Mekk-Knight Orcust game plan. It is a blind second deck. You get to play when a really broken card, Urgent Schedule, which basically just summons Scrap Recycler from your deck for free with an extra extender. You can go into Scrap Wyvern and you still have your normal summon. You can blow up their board, you dump your stuff, and even if they interrupt you, you still have their normal summon. Add this on top of lots of board breakers like Pankratops, Alpha, Phantasme, Dark Ruler No More, Twin Twisters. All of that just makes the deck pretty nice overall. Pure Orcust, it's pretty meh, but you can't really compare this to Pure Orcust, to be honest, since the game plan is erratically different. So you've got lots of extra cards to work with, and I'll be going over them one by one. Starting off with the Orcust package, Double World Wand. Even though it is inherently a Garnet, you do want the ability to even if you draw it, you can summon it from your hand with its first effect, so that's kind of neat. The one Nightmare, one Skeleton. Usually you would play multiples, but since the Orcust isn't like, it's not like if you have if you don't get Orcust plays done, you die. You've got extra Mekk-Knight stuff, you've got scrap stuff, you've got all of that, so it is fine. It's also very easy to discard of stuff like Twin Twisters, and maybe Barricade Borg Blocker. Very easy to dump into the graveyard. Not to mention, even if they're in your deck, they're very searchable and recyclable. In total, you only really need one. The one copy of Gearsu, best starter, summons tokens, pretty much does everything you want it to. Very versatile in its use, really good use too. Just gets your plays going, also gives them a token, so it helps with Mekk-Knight stuff, even if you are going first. So Gearsu, really broken card. And that's all our Orcust monsters. We are Mekk-Knight engine, triple purple, triple blue, one indigo. Purple and blue just get each other, and then once you get the second one, you want to be searching or your Gearsu or maybe an indigo Eclipse if you already have access to Gearsu. So really good. They can generate advantage. Purple is a broken card. It's basically Pot of Greed every single turn. Really nice. And blue, pretty much the same. Everyone gangster till the Mekk-Knight player goes blue sky search 3. It's a really funny card too. Indigo gets extra damage, helps you spam even more Mekk-Knights onto the field. The extra addition is nice. If you want, you can technically remove it. It's not that like game changing, although the extra body does help in a lot of situations. That's our Mekk-Knight engine. It's pretty small, but you don't really need any more than this, to be honest. Next we have a scrap engine, triple scrap recycler, double scrap raptor. This is kind of how I am looking at the scrap engine. Scrap recycler, really nice. Normal summon, non-once per turn, foolish burial, which is recoverable with stuff like scrap wyvern, war legacy succession, lib, all of that stuff. So scrap recycler, another really nice card. Raptor is able to search recycler, and it's also a nice summon from deck off wyvern. Since you are going second, wyvern is able to easily pop a card your opponent controls, so scrap raptor can get utility on its own from there. So really nice card overall. Can't wait for LIOV to come out in 3 days as of the time of recording this. Really nice. The one copy of BES Blaster Cannon. Now this may seem a little sus, but you have to remember that this is a blind second deck, and since we are not running any more Earth level 5 or higher Earth machines, you kind of have to run the BES Blaster Cannon. Earlier, Mekk-Knight Orcust builds would play Machina Citadel instead of this, but the thing I don't like about Citadel is if you draw it, you're just dead. It's never going to be used, but Blaster Cannon, at least it has utility as an extender in the hand. Even if the urgent schedule is that, at least you only have one dead card in your hand as opposed to two. So the one copy of Blaster Cannon just as an urgent schedule target. Triple Phantasme. Phantasme is really important, especially with hard drawing any of these four pieces. Maybe something like BS Blaster Cannon, stuff like that. There are a lot of Well, basically, just fixing your hand is very important, and the extra body, as I said, very, very important in this deck, since you have lots of Link 2s you want to make: Scrap, Wyvern, Galatea, Morningstar, Lib, Barricade, Borg. All of those cards are important in the grand scheme of things, so Phantasme, that extra body, fixing your hand, giving you your fair share of blowouts, it really realistically does everything you want it to do. So another really important card. Um, Lastly, for monsters, we've got one Pancratops with double alpha. This should be pretty obvious. Just cleans up boards really nicely, especially Pancratops as a quick effect pop, so you're able to play around disruption. So it should be pretty self-explanatory. Next up, we have the triple copies of Dark Ruler No More. You don't necessarily care about OTKing too much. You just want to demolish your board, have a favorable grind game, and virtually win from there. So Dark Ruler No More, a very important card. Triple Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters is very, very good in this current format, since most of the top decks only do end on 1 or 2 sets. Dragon Link has Tidying. Shaddolls have Punishment plus the 1 copy of Schism. You've got extra stuff like Prankets having the Pandemonium. Eldritch, well, it's not good against Eldritch, but Tri Brigade, they also realistically don't have like set 4 pass. I mean, sometimes they do, but you know, you got to get lucky. So Twin Twisters, really, really good, especially with the discard, being able to fill up your graveyard with Orcust shenanigans if you've hard drawn it. So really nice card overall. 1 copy of Called by the Grave for hand traps or stuff like maybe Heretic Seal, or just cards in general that you want to get rid of the graveyard if your opponent has graveyard effects on their turn. A few that come to mind are Prankets, Bow Wow Bark, maybe even like, nah, I'm probably stretching it if I had to say like Schism targets, like you can banish any, if they only have 1 Shadow in the graveyard, you can banish it, get rid of Schism. It's kind of iffy, but it can technically work. Call by Grave in general is a really, really, really good card, which is why it's at 1 for a reason. The 1 copy of World Legacy Succession, you only need 1. It's very searchable off both Lib and Morningstar, and its ability to just revive stuff is really nice, since you're able to dump World Legacy monsters with Scrap Recycler, so you have access to Lib very often. And your Mekk-Knights can make Morningstar. Morningstar can do something like discard Gearsu, search Succession, activate Succession, bring back Gearsu, and then you've got your plays rolling from there. So really nice card overall. Triple Urgent Schedule, as I said, it's an absolutely bonkers card to take use of, and even if you don't like the scrap package, this card just single-handedly makes it really worth it, since it is summon 2 from deck is not something to just laugh at. It's just really, really nice. So triple Urgent Schedule for sure. Our last cards, 1 Babel, pretty self-explanatory. As I said, you just want to demolish their board turn 2 and then have a favorable grind game after that, since they usually have next to no resources left after that if they've actually committed anything to the board. So Babel really helps in terms of being able to generate even more resources, basically double the resources you usually have, since you're using them on your opponent's turn 2. It can also recover itself from the graveyard by discarding a card. You got the 1 Orcust Crescendo, just another counter trap you can set off Galatea if you already have access to Babel, or you know, vice versa. Crescendo, really good, being able to just negate. It's an Omni Negate and a follow-up search. There's not a lot to complain over there. Playing the 1 copy of World Legacy Secret, searchable off both Lib and Morningstar if you already have access to Succession and you have your Mekk-Knight engine in rotation. Secret is a hell of a card, being able to just negate extra cards. It can negate through Misc, which is another like really big thing, and really, really nice card overall. That's the main deck. For extra deck, we've got 1 Zeus that goes well with the double Dingirsu. Dingirsu should be self-explanatory. It's really good in Orcust, recovers material, sends stuff, protects your board, very easy to make off any 2 monsters, does everything you want a boss monster to do, and it easily makes Zeus too. You can make a 4-mana Zeus with this by using its effect to attach a banished machine as material, so that it's just a very, very broken card. There are lots of decks out there that just wish they had a card like Dingirsu. You've got the one copy of Avermax. It's got its utility. It can act as a Mekk-Knight name for something like secrets. It's a free link if you're. It's a really nice monster to link into if you do want to send something like a lib to the graveyard in order to spin something back. Another really nice card to make off IP. Making an Avermax with IP is almost unbeatable. It's basically Dragoon, but you cannot beat it with Dragoon out. Dragoon is usually just outed with an access code or a Boral Sword through a negation, but now this Avermax just forces your opponent to literally hard draw an out, so very, very difficult to deal with if it's made with IP, and is also a Mekk-Knight name, as I said. The one copy of Access Code Talker, just to clean up boards. As I said, you're going second, so really nice to just clean it up, just get rid of all their resources, and if you haven't used Dark Ruler no more, very easy to push for game 2. The one copy of Unicorn, just another card to make use of with IP, being able to spin something for free, really good. The one copy of Lib is able to, it actually has a lot of good things going for it. It's able to just be summoned anytime as long as you have this card in your graveyard, and it's also able to search a Reborn. It's able to search a free monster negate. It's able to spin a card, non-target by the way, just spin a card when it's used as link material. So if you're up against like a Dragoon or something, you can chain block it with access code, guarantee the out. So Lib, really good card. One copy of Morningstar. Morningstar is able to mainly just search whatever Lib does, but with access to your Mekk-Knight engine, it realistically does that even more efficiently, so you don't have to necessarily rely on having a World Wand in your graveyard. You're able to get access to Girsu through this card single-handedly, with discard Girsu's search succession, as I said earlier. Really nice card, protects your stuff from battle, also is another Mekk-Knight name for World Legacy Secret if you're into that. So another important card. The double Galatea, you need to, I'm really repeating myself a lot here, but this is you want to just have the extra second copy in the case of either grind, or you are going to get into 2 copies very often. You go into one Galatea overlaid for Ding, and then go into another Galatea, so you have Ding access in the graveyard to Reborn off Skeleton, and you also have a Link monster on the field for plays with Crescendo, Babel, stuff like that. So Galatea, very important card. One copy of Phoenix, extra spot removal, which is very important going second. Wyvern is really broken, being able to just summon from graveyard, summon from deck, pop cards your opponent controls, and very easy to make too with access to cards like Schedule and Scrap Raptor. So another really broken link too. The one copy of Barricade Borg, it's essential to make in the case of drawing some cards, like drawing the Nightmare or the Skeleton. It basically turns Barricade Borg, any 2 monsters, into Orcust combo again, as long as you have hard drawn the Nightmare. So really broken card overall. You can also in theory like search Babel during the end phase if you really want to, but you'll usually have access to Babel before that, doesn't matter too much. The one copy of IP really nice for a piece of disruption on your opponent's board, on your opponent's turn I mean, and also makes a lot of your Link monsters difficult to deal with. And finally we have the one copy of Linkuriboh, mainly to turn tokens into effect monsters so that you can make Galatea with them, specifically looking at the World Legacy tokens that Girsu gives. That's kind of the entire deck. Side deck can be anything you want. I just put in extra traps here in the event of my opponent making me go second, so not go second, go first. So the extra traps can definitely help in that regard. A few things I'd like to point out: I'm not running like a Crystron Rosenix or something with the Scrap Recycler. If you want, you can in theory just side it in case your opponent makes you go first. I just don't like it, since even if, well, all your Mekk-Knights are just extenders. You've got extenders like Phantasme, you've got Nib, you've got, as I said, Urgent Schedule, you've got Alpha, you've got lots of things going for you. So that's really nice. Rosenix is just kind of bricky, and there are lots of problems with Rosenix basically, which is why I'm not playing it. There are lots of other cards you could consider, but this is the current list I'm probably going to try out once Lightning Overdrive comes out. It's looking really fun, really nice. I genuinely like Mekk-Knight's really fun concept to play with, a going second resource engine, and in general those don't work out too great, but Mekk-Knights are just so good with free bodies, free big bodies at that, and really nice stuff. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.